This is Omega and you're watching Money Mondays. In today's video, what I'm going to be sharing with you is how to find assets that are paying high dividends. Take note though, high dividends equals high risk. Your risk always correlates to the returns that you expect to make. So if you want to make high dividends, then you should be expecting to take a little bit more risk than say other investors. I'll be showing you how to find assets that are paying as high as 38% when it comes to dividends. But please keep in mind, some of these assets are what we call high risk options strategies that are embedded in ETFs. Now, if you don't know what that means, don't worry. It just means that you're buying a fund that actually has a particular strategy that is high risk. And so if you give money to that fund, take note that you are the one actually taking that risk. But if the strategy goes well, then you get to earn a lot of dividends, which is something that is pretty cool. So some of the ones that I'll be showing you in this video have high historical payments, so as high as 38% for some of them, others 29%, etc. So you can actually make a lot of money by buying these particular types of ETFs that have options as strategies inside them. There's also what we call CEFs, so closed-ended funds, that are also type of companies that you can invest in that have particular strategies to generate income for investors. And some of them do pay some extremely high dividends, or what we call yields. So I'll be breaking down some of these in this video, and you guys know the drill. To show you everything that's on my computer, I'm gonna have to share my screen with you. So let's go. So the first step that you are going to take in order to find these high-paying dividend ETFs is that you are going to come to TradingView. So that's www.tradingview.com. And what you want to do is land here on the super charts and then click right here at the bottom and then head over to the stock screener. So it should be already there, loaded automatically. You'll see that it will land on an overview where it has pretty much all the assets that you can find in the public market around the world. So about 105,000 assets, which is pretty much a lot. You can obviously filter by country as well on TradingView. So for example, we here in South Africa, so we could literally just search for South Africa. But what we want to do is literally view the whole entire world. And so that's why we have it here on the default overview page. And so the first thing that we're going to do with the stock screener, once we're here on the overview page, is we're going to switch over from overview to dividend. So we want to see the highest paying dividend assets. So we want to filter by dividend. Then you'll see it randomly has been filtered. So what we want to do is have a top down list. So we click here on dividend yield forward. Okay, it will start at the bottom, and now we're going to get our top down list by clicking again. And then now we can see who's paying the highest dividend in percentage. This is a company, guys, that's going bankrupt. So I would not buy shares of this particular company. I can't even read what that number is, like 13 million or something percent in dividends. So that's not something that's obviously going to happen. We are looking for ETFs. And so what you're going to do is click right here. So it will say ticker matches, and there'll be like a little settings button here. And then you'll click on it. And then what we want to do is go to simple type. And then instead of having any, we are going to click on ETF, and then we can also click on closed-end fund. So closed-ended funds, those are special types of companies that have a particular investment strategy that pays out to investors, and we can buy shares of those as well. So now we filtered out, and we got about 22,000 assets listed from top to bottom. You can see there's a simplified tail risk strategy ETF, which has a historical payment of 104%, which is pretty crazy. Now, I don't like all of these, but there are a few that I do like, and so I'll show you just two of them. The first one is AMDY, which is called the Tidal Trust 2 Yield Max and Option Income Strategy. This one is based on AMD, which is a technology asset in the USA. And so if you buy this ETF, you should theoretically get paid 66% in a year, which is pretty crazy. So if you want to see some information on this ETF, all you have to do is click here on the watch list side and then bring up the information deck on TradingView. And then you can see the total payments in terms of growth of the price of the ETF. So this is not the dividend. So the dividends is right here. So dividends full year, 66%. And the historical growth of it is listed right here. So that's what you can see over here. And then of course you get the description of the actual ETF and the strategy that is inside it. And you can see it says here, AMDY, which is the name of the ETF, aims to generate monthly income while providing exposure to the price returns of advanced micro devices. So that's the company known as AMD. So if AMD's stock price goes up, this ETF does perform decently. And of course, with the option strategy that it has, so the income strategy that it has, it generally generates historically 66% in returns. And we can just go click there on the website of the ETF just to sort of see what they actually say on their own webpage. So let's just click here on DY, and now we are here. So you can see the historical distribution has been about 65%, which is something that's pretty good. Then you can read up more information about the actual ETF, and then you can get more information here about when was the last time they did a payment, etc. So most of these will pay on a monthly basis, so near the end of the month. And then yeah, you can just scroll down, see how much funds this ETF manages, so net asset value it has. You can go see that over there, the various holdings that are in this particular ETF, so what's inside it. So that way you understand exactly what you are buying. It's always a good idea to read documents like this. Another ETF that I can show you that is doing the exact same thing from basically the same company is the Amazon ETF. So let's just look for it. Right, so we'll just type AM and see if anything pops up. So let's just search. Right, so there's AMDY. Let's try MAZY and then see if anything pops up. Yeah, so AMZY, so this one here, Title Trust 2 Yield Max, and this one's based on Amazon, and instead of paying 66%, this one's paying 31%, which is not bad. Now, the thing to note about these particular ETFs, as I already said, you can see the information here. The thing to note about them is that they do carry some risk. The price of these ETFs can actually drop significantly in value if the shares that they are based on don't perform very well. So you have to have confidence in, say, Amazon before you can have confidence in this particular ETF. And so if you obviously have confidence in Amazon as a business for say the next 5 years, then you'll probably have confidence in this particular ETF as well. But note that it does actually perform a high risk strategy in order to generate these type of returns. But this is probably the safest way for you to get returns like this in the market without having to turn to a Ponzi scheme. So this is just what I'm illustrating. Now, to buy these ETFs, you probably most likely need an IBKR account. You're not going to be able to buy them through something like Easy Equities. You're going to have to use something like IBKR. So let me just show you. I'm on my Interactive Brokers account right here. So I can just quickly type AMZY and it will take me to that particular ETF. And then I would be able to buy it by clicking here on the buy button. Then I can see when it will be expected to pay dividends, or the last dividends paid was 8th November. So it'll probably be paying next month in December as well. So that's the expectation that we have from this particular fund. And if I want any other information or news, I can literally click right here on the Interactive Brokers platform. So this is just one way for you to get even better information on the assets that you are planning on buying, is to use a broker like Interactive Brokers. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Interactive Brokers. I'm just showing you another platform that you can use to invest. Of course, if you're someone who's interested in South African assets only, then you can use the stock screener on TradingView to find South African assets. So assets that you can buy, say, on Easy Equities. And the way you can do that is, once you're on the stock screener, you just literally click here on the map and then just search for South Africa. So click here, South Africa, and then just say apply. And we'll just say no to this filter saving, and then we'll have a list literally of South African assets that are paying some decent dividends. So at the moment, it's showing us all the assets that are available. That includes ETFs and shares. So let's say we only just want to see ETFs. What we'll do is we'll go to settings here, and then we'll just click on ETF. And then it should filter out only a list of ETFs. And so here we are, we've got Satrix Gavi ETF, Satrix Namibia, Satrix Divi, etc. A nice list here starting at 49%, going all the way down to the bottom. So we can see what dividends we can expect from South African ETFs. And of course, these you can buy on Easy Equities. So that's just to give you guys an all-round view on how to find high yield or high dividend paying ETFs. It's just use this TradingView stock screener and then use whichever broker you want, whether that's Easy Equities or Interactive Brokers. Obviously, if you want those high paying ETFs, then you will probably need an Interactive Brokers account. And by the way, guys, if you are interested in being mentored by me, then visit my website, www.moneymondays.co.za, and buy some investing mentorship. It only costs 1,299 rands, literally for 12 months, which is something that is pretty cool. So until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.